Welcome everybody to another episode of A&M Political Views. We are your host, Aviance Watts.
And I'm Michelle Tyson.
Um, the state of Michigan, well, actually West Michigan, health officials have lifted basically every student is school wide. If a student has come close to somebody who had tested positive for COVID, they know no that yeah, they no longer have to quarantine. At first, usually if a student or somebody tested positive, the staff, they basically in the entire school would have to quarantine for at least 10 days. Well, that's different now in West Michigan. That's in Ionia County, Muskegon County, Ottawa County, and it was another one. I can't. Kent County. Yep, that was the other one. These are the ones. These are the counties that no longer require students to have to, quarantine, which a lot of superintendents of the districts are kind of, upset because, in that, in their mind, which I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of basically affecting the in-person learning for the kids, So I mean, yeah, I can feel what they're saying, but at the same time, I mean, you still got to practice.
Now, are these kids being required to be vaccinated?
They ain't requiring nothing. They just saying like, I mean, if you came in contact, I mean, not if you came in contact, but if like, let's just say, you live with somebody, let's just say your mom or somebody, anybody in the household or somebody that you came in contact with that tested positive, yeah, you will, you no longer have to quarantine. See, at first they had to make it that we had to quarantine for like 10 days, everybody, because everybody was exposed to it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if they came to class, everybody in the class, including staff, was exposed to it. So everybody was. That's the state guidelines. Now this is like countywide guidelines that they no longer have to, but the state requires you to still quarantine. But like I said, a lot of superintendents, they was a little in uproar because, like I said, and they felt that it was affecting the students' learning because a lot of times, yeah, you can do a lot of stuff on Zoom and virtual or whatever, but it's nothing like the hands-on, in person, whatever. But at the same time, we still have to stay safe. Mm-hmm.
Even though they're allowing them to come back to school, I think the parents should start instructing. Yeah, I think the parents should start teaching their children safety precautions for COVID. Because I see that we want them to get their education because we understand, yes, it is decreasing as COVID, keeps going and keeps going. But as parents, we have to take a responsibility too sometimes, and make sure we teach our children, look, when you go to school, you send them with some hand wipes, sanitizer and stuff
and
like that.
And they have sanitizer, all along the hallway.
Teach them like, hey, every time you walk in that hallway, you use that hand sanitizer, stay safe, keep your mask on, don't take your mask off. And explain the importance to it because they really don't understand.
Yeah. And there are a lot of schools now that I'm noticing they are practicing the social distance aspect of it because I remember I don't know what episode it was, we was talking about how when you get on the plane, you practice the whole social distancing, but when you get in the plane, is you're sitting right next to somebody. Right. And and it applied to the lunch, the kids in the lunchroom. But anyway, my point was I seen a lot of schools that if you go in the lunchroom now, they have like it'll be one seat open and two taped off. Yeah. One more seat open, two more taped off, to practice the social distancing. Even when the kids are in line now, I'm starting to notice some schools that are, really, really like taking it real serious. Even like if the kids in the lunch line, they have them 6 feet apart now.
That's the one.
They have them 6 feet apart, and then when they go sit down in the lunchroom, and go, to go eat their lunch, yeah, they apart. Yeah, they sit across from each other, but it's staggered. It's staggered.
And I think companies need to do the same thing because I know a couple of factories in Grand Haven that had a lot of people who had COVID cases. and they lost like half of their plants, and it's all because of COVID, because they're not practicing the rules, keeping those masks on, keeping the hand sanitizer, washing your hands more often. This is not going away anytime soon, you guys. So we really, really, really need to practice social distancing and safety, for our own selves, because there's so many of our loved ones passing away from this. Um, and a lot of us, we don't have that immune system that can fight, this infection, this disease off.
Yeah, because as of today, we have, I think, 30 new deaths and like 2,700 cases, something like that. But actually, the numbers are actually going down, like, which is a good thing. It's a slow decline, but it's a decline. It's a decline. So that's a good thing. So, like I said, you guys and those are the counties that we named. Was it Muskegon, Ionia, Ottawa, Kent? Yeah, those are the ones who no longer want to, require students to have to quarantine. After even if they've been in close contact with somebody who's been tested positive, officially tested positive.
Speaking of people not wanting to abide by COVID and
they trying to give us some
stuff
more
like that. Oh goodness. You guys, excuse me. You guys, there are some states that have decided not to, well, Montana actually has decided to opt out of the extra $300 for unemployment, because they're saying
they opt out.
Yeah, they opt out. They said that it is making our people lazy, actually, because people understand. Let's keep it real, you guys. We all realize that we can get more income sitting at home, getting that extra money, from unemployment, just chilling, and finally taking a break. And trust me, I understand it, and being able to relax for a while.
There's some that's just abusing
but
it.
It is. It's some that's abusing it, and the employers are hurting from it.
Is affecting the economy.
Yeah, it is, because employers can't find people that want to work. And
I heard that so much. I've been hearing that so much.
Especially restaurants. And I'm going to speak basically on restaurants. Basically, the kids don't want to work because it's too much, and they're like, shoot, I ain't getting paid enough of this. And that's
I can
just
make more sitting at home.
I can make more sitting at home.
At the crib, I'm chilling,
So they're not trying to work. And then you got older people, and you got people with degrees who are out of work. And like the fast food and the restaurant industries, they're not really looking for people with college degrees. Meanwhile, you have the big industries looking for people who with college degrees for part-time jobs at
making
11,
almost the same,
making the same as the restaurant people, basically as cashiers at a restaurant. And then you're wondering why people are not going to work.
They can always use the excuse that I'm quarantining, man.
Right.
I mean,
it's sad.
With a little smirk on their face. I'm quarantining.
Right. Well, they can't use the quarantine one anymore. You actually have to test positive or been around somebody or been exposed.
I know somebody that had it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's
it's crazy, but right now people gonna take advantage of it. So if employers really, really, really want people to work, you gonna have to pay them. I mean, you can't if you got a person.
Minimum wage ain't minimum wage 15.
No, minimum wage still $12 or $11 something.
I thought
no, and I know
minimum
places
that's
I think it's $12, and I know people still underpaying people. But at the same rate, it's like you cannot underpay these people and expect them to work. It's not going to work, especially in this time. Everything has raised. Rent has raised up 2 times high. True enough, the housing the housing market right now has went up also, but you still get good deals. But people can't afford them if they don't have steady income. And the only way we're going to have steady income is if those wages get raised.
Mm-hmm.
You can't live off of 12 and 13 and $14 an hour. I'm sorry, it just don't work.
Especially
I don't care.
part-time.
Right. I don't care if it is 40 hours.
To live in Muskegon, but
yeah, it ain't even cheap to live in Muskegon, especially if you trying to go to work, you're trying to keep food in your house, and if you're not trying to live in a rat shack somewhere, you're trying to live halfway decent, you got to pay for where you want to stay. So therefore, I mean, come on now. It has to be a compromise somewhere, somehow.
And really, that's why, I'm starting to, just like we were just talking about, they starting to open it back up. Like, I mean, just like Gretch, Governor Gresham, Whitman, when she when she was they asked her, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like when the numbers started going up, and she told everybody pretty much like, hey, you govern yourself. Because when I shut it down, y'all got mad at me.
Y'all tried to kill her.
They tried to kidnap her and everything. Right, I'm like, come on, man. And so she like, you know what? Okay, I tried, and
now she putting it in y'all hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all, Yeah.
And she gave y'all a good op. She did. She put a good op out there. Okay. 70% of Michigan get vaccinated. We get to 70%. She'll open it all the way back up. But you have to get double vaccinations. You have to get both shots.
I just want at least the first. Or I got to get the double.
Yes, you have to have both shots. Well, yeah, you have to have both shots. And then, I mean, come on, you guys. If you really, really wanted it, then you would do it. But I mean, that's all I can really say on that. It's like
open it back up,
if y'all really want it, it's 70%. I think we like at 60-some% right now. I want to say like 67% right now. So I mean, it's not. But I mean, I can be honest. I know a lot of people that saying they're not gonna do it, and that's old, young, middle aged. I mean, it's so many different opinions about this, so many different feelings. And to me personally, I watched it. It's crazy because the other day I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I know I seen this movie one time, and it's crazy because I was on a Zoom or something and watching a Zoom, and they were talking about how they wanted to sit here and label everybody. They were talking about the passports, matter of fact. I think it was the commission meetings, and I was reading some of the comments and everything, and they were talking about, yeah, they want to put labels on everything and segregate us. So the people that don't have passports, they would be put over here and separated. And I'm like, dang, I remember. Right. It's certain different classifications. So it's just like with these vaccinations, and I swear next time I'm gonna show y'all. I'm remember the name of this movie and I'm gonna tell y'all because it's almost similar to this virus. I swear it is. I always say that if you pay attention closely to these movies, sometimes our events pop up in these movies. And this right here, this virus right here reminds me and how they want to put the chip in you and how they want to put a classification on you if you didn't get you're vaccinated or
ostracized from society.
And they had different names from like oh gosh, I swear I'm gonna remember it, but it was a good movie, and it's almost exactly pertaining like to this virus. So I mean, it's this virus is really separating a lot of people, and doing it's doing a lot, but we gotta really learn to be able to just shuffle through this and look past everything else and think about what's best for us and our families, our children, because this last strand really affected our youth a lot, whether or not people want to believe it or not. And also, it's a lot of people walking around here who are COVID positive, but don't want to go to the doctor, don't want to go get tested. And I'm saying to anybody that has been around anybody that has been tested positive, go get tested. And then go get vaccinated, because that vaccination, whether you guys, it might not be 100%, but it's better than no percent.
You got any announcements?
Yes, on a positive note.
That was a positive note.
I mean, it was a positive note. It was, but I kind of went deep a little bit. I get into my little sentimental stages. Yeah. But on a positive note, you guys, the ferry has started.
What ferry?
What is it? The Lakeshore Ferry, the Muskegon Ferry, is that what it's called? The one that goes to Milwaukee. I want to say it's called the Lakeshore Ferry.
I know what you're talking about.
I want to say it's called the Lakeshore Ferry. If I get it wrong, I apologize. But most everybody know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, you guys. Allergies today, so I'm kind of congested.
Like that.
But the Lakeshore Ferry started up today. And also, you guys, we got a lot of good, wonderful things getting ready to happen for A&M Political Views. So stay tuned. And if there are anybody out there that really would like to use our platform and to come on our show to get what they have going on out, please contact us and let us know. I'm going to let Amy go ahead and take over because I'm kind of losing my breath a little bit.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you guys, if you want to, like she was saying, if you want to use, you're more than welcome to use our platform to try to get the word out on. If you have something like a business, or even if you want to voice your opinion on something that pertains to, to your community or what have you, you are more than welcome. Or, whatever the case is, this is the platform for you, for your voice to get heard. So, again, thank you for joining us on another episode of A&M Political Views. We are your host, Aviance Watts.
And I'm Michelle Tyson.
You guys have a good night.